Hi everyone, and welcome to Microsoft Power Discourse. This month is a special one for us where we get to celebrate our women. We also, today is a special day, is Mother's Sunday. We're celebrating our mothers out there. What we're going to have in this session today is, uh, excuse me, I think I lost power. Yes.
All right, so while we're waiting on Ola to join us, we was
Hi everyone, and welcome again to Microsoft Power Discourse. We had started before, but there was a bit of technical issues, and here we are back now. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for tuning in to this channel this afternoon, and from wherever you're watching us from. This month is a very special one. We are celebrating, especially the week we just concluded, International Women's Day. Also today is the Women Mother's Sunday. We are celebrating our mothers. We know that women are a critical part of the society. In fact, we cannot overemphasize the importance and the roles that they have played in the past and they will continue to play in coexisting together peacefully and also developing the society as a whole. Today, I have a special guest in the house whose story has inspired me a lot. And I'm still going to share briefly with you guys how I got inspired by her story and by what she's doing. But we're going to introduce her briefly, and rather than even saying so much about her, I would like us to get to know about her from herself. So she's going to tell us a brief about herself, and we can take it up from there. Thank you for joining us.
thank you so much, Ola, for having me.
All right. So, can you tell us a brief about yourself?
Oh well, my name is Fui. I am Nigerian and I have a background in computer science. So I studied computer science major in the university, and I basically started out my career in an IT consulting firm for a couple of years now. From there, I moved to the bank, and from there back to IT consulting.
Wow,
Yes, that's
that's
just me on a very very high level, very high level.
it's indeed high level and it's really incredible. Having you from a tech background, again, you basically operated within that domain, and it's interesting to see that okay, what you study is what you end up playing with. Not so for some of us, and not even for everyone, but that is a good place to start from. So I'm going to ask the next question I have here before I even move on is what was it like to start your career in the tech space? Was there clarity from the beginning? Did you know you were going to go through into this space or whatever comes your way?
Well, honestly, at the start of my career, like I guess a lot of other people were not really sure because IT is very wide. It has so many areas and so many aspects. So I wasn't really sure of where to start from, what to do, um, what to major in. But I would say I was fortunate by God's grace to start out with the IT consulting firm, and they were Microsoft partners, and were majorly doing the work around the collaborative space, helping information workers do more with less, really. And that's how my path started to form.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you were one of the privileged, that was able to fall into that space early enough. Some of us were just jumping. If anyone comes, we jump at it, and we just end up landing where we are. It's so good to hear that. So even though you happens to be there right from time, so what were the major challenges at the early stage of your career?
Yes. Some of my major challenges were confidence, because initially you're just starting out. We those days we had to install everything like on the server and or virtual machine. So you're trying to install SharePoint, and you're using this virtual machine. You have to set up everything, the AD, the SQL, and all. So I could do everything perfectly well within my lab. And when it was time to say, okay, fine, let's go to the customer to do this, that I started to wonder, okay, will it be different? Am I sure I can do this? But I had a very wonderful boss then. And her name is Yemi Stevens. And she was like, you've done it. It's the same thing. There's no difference. You can do this. So that's how I started, and I discovered, yes, I'm actually doing it. And my confidence level started to rise.
Wow. So I think for starters, like me as well, I started from the financial space and the financial industry, and I didn't know accounting. I don't know anything about finance, and I had that confidence issue as well. We went for training school; they were teaching us financial statement, all the rest. I just feel like it's not my thing. But over time, I start building that confidence. So I think it's something that is common to major career starters.
So,
Am I doing well? Can I do it well? But once you're able to find your footing, you then realize that okay, I've gone past that, and you then move on. Cool to see that your experience and your challenges were also common to a lot of us. So there is nothing. Was there anything relating to maybe the feeling like I'm a female in the workplace, or I'm a being of female gender, was there anything that was there any challenge that comes with that at your early career?
well, to be honest, I've always seen myself as just a person, right? Because when I started out, this is 12 years ago, the women were very few in IT then. Almost all of my colleagues in the office were male. When we get to the customer side, I'll be dealing with the men, and it was just largely men. I remember when I moved to the bank and we had our workspace, we were just what, five women out of almost 100 of us.
Wow.
But I don't see gender. All I see is the work that I need to do, and I always ensure I put my best foot forward. Right? If I think something should be done in a different way, I say it. If I think I was wrong, I say it. Right? So like just like the men do. If I need to work late hours, I stay back and work. So I didn't really see gender in the midst of it all. I just saw this is IT, this is work, and it needs to be done.
Wow, that perspective changed a lot of things. And to us, when we see people in IT those days, we call them tomboy, even though they are women. They just
And I guess, and what some of the things I tried to do as I started to grow and spend more years in IT was I tried to start to put a little makeup on, do my eyebrows, wear high heel, and just put that feminine feel into my day every day, to know that yes, you can still be a woman and be right here rolling up your sleeve with the guys.
true. And I must say that you're a power woman. Oh, of course, we are still going to recently Microsoft made that evident that indeed. So it is the dots are already there, the lines are there. You've been a power woman from the beginning. Now you are narrating when you started your career, how the confidence you were able to overcome that early enough, and how see yourself as workers are not even gender specific, and you're able to
Yeah.
do all that needs to be done. Stay back when you need to stay back. Those are the things that I see distinguish you early enough that you don't see yourself less of anyone. We are both here to do the work.
Yeah.
We go and
And
work and we
I
get our
also
salary.
I also think my first boss was a woman,
Hmm.
Yemi, the person heading the IT team. So maybe that also helped me when I was starting out in career to see that, when I see somebody older and a woman actually doing this, maybe that was one of the things that made me see that there's really no difference. And she knew the stuff very well. So yes.
I agree with you. Having someone ahead who is specific, the excuses you should have given. You see someone who is not giving that and has gone far ahead, on that same path. That's sort of a good way to also pick an encouragement. And I'm glad it happened. This is why we advocate for more, having more women in leadership roles because
Definitely.
being there as a figure is not just nothing. It's has a lot of impact. A lot now, indirect impact now, not even the direct impact. One of the indirect impacts is what you just mentioned now. Having your manager then being a woman, you're happy that okay, if she's able to get to this point and she knows the stuff, come on, I can also do it. All right, awesome. Now we're going to move closely to something that resonates a lot with me, and that is about your career in the power platform space. Last year, May, no, March last year. It's just a year now. I'm happy that's why I'm celebrating my one my 1 year anniversary on the power platform space. So it's a year now when you started when Satya Nadella was giving a speech, and then he mentioned, look at our friend in Nigeria, Foyi Bello. And within that 20-minute speech, he recalled the work you are doing in Nigeria, leveraging on power. I was just amazed, middle of the night, like, wow. And if you can recall, that began our conversation. I immediately reached out to you on LinkedIn and come on, I'm inspired. And so I'd like to ask, how did you even get to know about Power Platform?
Okay, so honestly, because I was coming from like the SharePoint world where we were automating with InfoPath, SharePoint Designer, extending with K2 on Intex. That was what I knew. And I was trying to create this new process and I was planning to use InfoPath. But we didn't have InfoPath 2016 when Office 2016 was released. It stopped at 2013. So we're all wondering, okay, what's happening with InfoPath? What's the plan? What's Microsoft doing? It's such a great tool. Why don't we have 2016 version of it? Then I got talking to one of my friends who we had worked together in my early years. He's in the US, in New York. And I was just basically expressing my next project to him and my concerns around InfoPath and all. And he said, oh, there's a tool called Power Apps. I said, Power Apps, I've never heard of it. What license do I need? He said, do you have Office 365? I said, yes. He said, that's all you need. You don't need any license. I'm like, so I have this too. He said, yes, you have it. That's how I got to know about Power Apps. And I started to play with it on this first assignment that I had. And of course, like every other person learning new too, I hit woodblocks. I try to find solutions to it. Sometimes I have to buzz this my friend to ask him to say, oh guy, what's how do I go about this? And he would guide me. And I successfully finished the first app. And I was excited because it looked beautiful compared to InfoPath world. The InfoPath so it looked like a proper application. And it was really nice. So that's really how my journey started into the whole Power Platform. So that's how I started using Power Apps. I discovered Power Automate also, and Power Virtual Agent, Power BI. That's really how it started. And I've never gone to InfoPath since then.
Wow, that's a complete is a good is an interesting story to hear. I just look at it that when I used as of 2018, I am a business intelligence developer. In fact, I built a couple of projects extensively using Power BI. But I never knew that these things are connected solutions. There's a platform where we have three other solutions missing. So when I got inspired by your success and I messaged you, then I started learning about it. And now then I found out, okay, Power BI is part of them. I know Power BI, but how about others? Oh, so these guys have been here since. That leads me to the next question, that what was the learning curve like when you started learning? To me it was very, because there were a lot of resources by the time I started. I want to believe when you started there were not so much resources out there, even though they are building and investing in community, but not as we even have today now. And not as we're going to have tomorrow, because almost every day, every minute, a lot of learning content are being released. So how was the learning curve? What was it like for you?
Wow, for me when I started with Power Apps, honestly, wasn't easy because when you're starting to use it too, and you're like, this is what I want to do, right? But you don't even know how to ask the question on the internet. So say, you know, I'm trying to change the color of my chevron. You don't know, and because obviously I wasn't a developer, so some of the things that were in Power Apps were completely new to me. So probably if I had been developing applications, I may have even known how to ask those questions properly. So being a completely new season developer, it wasn't very easy. But I thank God for people that I have around me, like my friend then, who is in New York. I would have to wait for him to wake up, and then I'll send him a message on WhatsApp. Say, this is what I'm trying to do. When you look at this thing, and you say, okay, I understand what you want to do. So the initial days were not easy. Then I started to learn the terms, the terminologies, and then I started getting better. And then I started to face more complex problems. So in the midst of it was when I just figured out, okay, if I'm talking to Q and he's able to help me solve this because he has had the experience before. But he's in the US. I have to wait for him to wake up every time. He's on his way to work. He's busy. Why don't we start something locally here for ourselves, where we're all in the same time zone, we're all passionate about this technology, and then we're all learning together. And that's kind of the origin of the Power Apps and Power Automate user group in Nigeria. So I just got all my friends and my colleagues over the past 2 years who I know have been using InfoPath. I'm like, guys, InfoPath is going to die. You need to jump on Power Apps. And that was how we started that community. And it got easy. I met fantastic people there. I met some people who have been using the application for close to 3 years,
Wow.
like my good friend today. So when I started to hit very complex problems, I was able to bounce ideas off these people in the community. And then I was also able to now start to help and mentor and teach others who are just coming on board and facing similar issues like myself. So that's basically how the journey has been so far. And of course, I met the wonderful Power Addicts. Special thanks to Donna across the globe. So
I'm still coming back. I'm still coming to that point. Because what you explain now, it's really great and awesome, and it showed how you have helped to even map out the path for a lot of people, especially like us. I could remember vividly when I started learning. Mine was focusing immediately on Power Automate. You mean I can put drag and drop like this and automate processes? Then I was hitting the roadblock similar to the one you faced. I couldn't ask the right question on the web. And I came to you and you said there's a group that we have on Kazela.
Kaiser.
Yes, Kazela, that if you post question there, some guys can respond to you. And that's the power of community. I posted question there. I started looking for different people. Someone is saying, reach Tunde, reach this. I messaged Tunde, and from there, I was able to get Tunde to attend to me. Interestingly, when he listened to what I want to do, I was using the Excel online to do my back end. He then said, "But you can move this thing to SharePoint list." I have not used SharePoint list before. It was that day he walked me through how to create a list on SharePoint, and that was, let me just call it the breakthrough moment, because that day I just so this thing is there. Then the curiosity was just there. Let me go explore this part. And today that's another story for another day. But it all started with the move from you to start this community. The impact is beyond what I've just explained. This platform today is inspired by that same story, and that journey began, then. Let us then talk about the most shocking thing. It is not easy to have 1 minute, even 1 second out of the speech of Microsoft CEO. Satya Nadella said it, and I was shocked. Nigeria, when I had meet our friend from Nigeria, if time permit, I would have played that video. He said, meet our friends from Nigeria for your large day. from Nigeria. So within it, you must have done something really awesome and really applaudable before you can fit into that space. So did you see that coming? Were you people like when you started this journey? Did you ever see like one day Manchester is going to make mention of me and all this kind of?
No way. I didn't even say coming 2 weeks before.
Wow.
So I need to. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's really about me. I try to sound. Donna speaks very much against this, but I was just there doing my thing, right? And then when we started the community, Donna came to Nigeria. Donna Saka, and I got introduced to her from Microsoft through my boss, our chief data officer in Sterling. And she came to the office, she met me, she met as we fondly call him Ogaika, and he just made her know sort of things that we had in mind that we're trying to do. And she was like, "Oh, I'll help with this. Oh, I'll help with that. Oh, this is fantastic." And I'm just like, I was like, this Oyibo woman that is promising me all these things. Am I sure she's going to deliver? And I was
Wow.
so shocked because when I look back, she delivered on every commitment that she had made to me that day. I was meeting her for the first time. And basically everything just started like a roller coaster. She put a shout out on Twitter, hashtag the power addicts about me. I was just starting off and all. And honestly, the power platform community is a community full of love. I got so much love, so much. Oh, if you need anything, just let me know. Oh, welcome on board. Oh, great to have you. I'm like, wow, okay. And then I think I just had maybe 30 followers on Twitter or something ridiculous. So I wasn't very, and that was how everything started. So did I see the video coming? The answer is no. It was, I mean, it's thank you to Ogainka for giving me, the platform to express myself, for guiding me. So I had a passion and he kind of guided me and gave me a platform. Like the whole system developer academy thing that we did then, he was the one that allowed the idea, told me to draw up the curriculum. He knew this was the next big thing and he was excited. I was ready to run and own it. And also Donna Saka is a big part of my story. She between herself and Samia is in the customer advisory team for Microsoft. They were like, "Oh, we love Foyin story," and I don't know how they did it. All I knew was I saw an email saying that we want to do an interview for you, and she didn't even tell me what it was for. She just said there was an interview that they wanted to do for Microsoft, and I said, "Okay." So I got ready on the big day, and I got there. I saw so many cameras. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And I saw the makeup artist, and they did all the makeup and everything. And I, sat down there and asked all of the questions. And I took a whole day. I like, you said this was going to take 3 hours. It took almost a whole. But it was just wonderful. It was wonderful. And that was it. And when I was watching Inspire that day, I was like, okay. I was told Satya's video. I've been watching Satya's video for 15 minutes. I'm not seeing myself. I don't think it's Satya's video. Maybe it's something else. Until I saw him calling my name. I said, okay, that's me. And I saw my friends, sending me WhatsApp messages. Why are you screaming? Why this is you?
Wow.
My eyes were filled because I know that this can only be God. I did not have any intention. I didn't even know it could become something like this. I just started out with the passion, the community to help people, to help ourselves, passion to know, passion to make a difference, passion to help people with what I knew. I just came out to become something very big. So that was basically the story. And my eyes were just full of tears because it was such a beautiful day to see Nigeria. And it's actually the first African company to be featured in Satya's video. So to see Nigeria, to see my precious organization Sterling at that time, it was just a beautiful experience. And I didn't even see that way until I started getting people on LinkedIn saying, "Oh, we were so happy that Nigeria is being portrayed, for something good." And I just thank God that, God, I thank you that you used me for this because It wasn't me. Really, I don't think I did anything extraordinary. But yeah, that's the story, and it's a beautiful one to remember.
So happy to hear this part of the story. To be honest, when I heard that Satya Nadella speech, I, on your behalf, was inspired. I was even so happy and proud. I was just, yes, yes, we did it. As if I was part of the team, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's everybody's win. It's everybody's win. It's everybody's win, including Shay also. I think it's important I mentioned Shay. The first time I spoke in a meetup, he was the one that invited me to that meetup to run his speech. And that was when I discovered this is something I've always wanted to do. This is something that comes natural to me. Like I've had people tell me, if when you're a great teacher, you're able to teach, you're able to transfer the knowledge you have, and everything just started. The pieces started coming together, and yes, that was it. So
Wow,
yeah.
wow, wow, awesome. So that then leads to the next thing because people are commenting. I have a comment here from Oluwasegun right on LinkedIn saying, please share the community link. So we're going to share that in the post that is going to follow this after meeting, the link to join the Power User Group in Nigeria and the different other groups that are available. All right, over to the next question. We're almost done now. I observe that Power Platform is not yet a field the majority are exploring. A lot of people are not even they are not even yet aware of it. What would be your advice, especially to female folks? Because you don't go to university to study this. When you get recruited in a job now in an organization, they don't have a unit that speaks to Power Platform. And then only recently we have job roles, seeing Power Platform, Power Platform, developer, consultant, and the rest. And when they see that, just assume they don't know, well, I don't know what that means, because they don't know what it takes to function there. So, what would be your advice, especially to female folks, especially on this part?
Okay, so funny enough, somebody sent me a WhatsApp message 2 days ago asking me this question, basically saying, for what's your thoughts around the Power Platform? What's the future job opportunities really in Power Platform? If I'm dedicating my time to learn this, what do you think is going to come out of it? And the truth is, it's pretty much like Power BI, right? Power BI, I think, is actually the oldest of all the tools. I think it's about 5 years old now. And at that time, nobody was picking data. Very few people knew the importance of data. Very few people understood that big data was the next thing. And when Power BI came out, very few roles were available for it. But play back to today, almost every organization would have a data unit. And Power BI will be one of the tools that they are using to mine their data, right? So, in that same vein, this is going to be what will happen between now and the next 2 years. In fact, it's happening already globally, but maybe Nigeria is just catching up a bit late. But with every time this technology is spoken about by Microsoft, their customers, hearing stories like mine and yours, they start to see, wow, so there's this tool out there that can do all of this. And people start to see the need. And when organizations start to see the need for the tool, then transition starts to happen. Oh, we need to, for example, all the organizations that be using InfoPath will start to see a need to start moving all of their processes from InfoPath and SharePoint Designer into Power Apps and Power Automate, right? So it's going to become very big, very quick. And that's why we're encouraging as many people as possible who are interested, because I mean, there are a lot of other things you can do, right? Azure is also very big and a couple of other things. But if you're interested in starting a journey on the low code platform, Power Platform is a great place to start because a lot of roles are going to come up very soon, especially in Nigeria. They're already coming up. In 2020 last year, I got at least 4 or 5 open roles where people said to me, "Oyin, I need people that know Power Apps. Can I get someone from the community that is ready to join my team? I need people who understand the technology. I need someone that knows technology. I'm having a demand I can't meet, you know. So it's here already. And what I'll just advise people to do is stay connected to the community, right? Stay connected to the local community. Let people know that you know it. Because most of the time, when people ask me the questions, I go to the people I know in the community, those I know that they know it. And how do I know they know it? Let me call for speakers, show and tell. When people ask questions, those are the guys that respond. Those are the ladies that respond. So I know, yes, this person has this stuff. So when there's an opportunity, I bring it to the person and say, oh, is this available? Are you ready? Willing to switch the job for this opportunity? And there has been a lack also, because what we also see is that a lot of the ladies are not ready. Like not ready. Like every time an opportunity comes to me, sorry, but I go to the ladies, to the textiles community first, and I say, ladies, anyone with these skills available. Unfortunately, most of the time I get the answer as you know, and that's why I'm being driven more. We cannot have opportunities available and there's nobody to fill them. It gives me a headache. Do you understand? So I'm being driven more to have sessions like yesterday. We had tech mentors from all over the world, amazing women in the Power Platform community coming to teach their skills to freshers, starting from ground zero on textile, are saying, we want to help you to learn. We want to give you this knowledge at no cost. And we had women also excited from Kenya, from Dublin, joining the session, and the feedback was very positive. In fact, they were saying, are we having the session again next week? I said, I don't know if the tech mentors will be available, but we'll find out. So you have women who are experienced, ready to support you. And there's no reason why you shouldn't get the skills available, right? And it's not just the Power Platform. Power Platform, yes. We also have the M365 routes. We have Azure, so whichever one you feel that you want to major in. We have Enterprise Solutions Dynamics. Women who have 25 plus years experience in Dynamics saying, I want to teach these younger ladies. So I think everything is literally in your hands, and you need to just jump on the moving train.
Okay, thank you so much. That's made me to bring up these. You know, this statistics is also pointing out to something very great. According to Microsoft data scientist, the data coil from LinkedIn job, they were able to see that in the next 5 years, there's going to be 150 million new job roles in the digital workspace. And of this 150, we have 98 million software development job roles. Today, Microsoft said that we have about 21 skilled software developers, and it takes the world like 40 years to raise that. And if in the next 5 years, we're going to be needing 98 million additional software developers to meet up with the digitization requirement, that the lockdown has unlocked. So how do we get this? That is why the low code, no code application is going to be a very huge opportunity to cover
It
all
is.
this skill gap. So today
It
we have more skills, more job role, more job opening than the available skills. If you go on LinkedIn, you will see those job roles. The skill that match them, we don't have enough because people
Yes,
are here. So I don't believe that there's no job then. And these guys are open to more remote work. You can still be in Nigeria, in
exactly.
part of the world,
Exactly.
working for them.
Exactly. That's the big thing that COVID has brought. I mean, one of the positive sides of COVID is the fact that people now start to see you don't have to be physically present to do the work. You can sit in Nigeria and work for a global firm doing this, but you can only do that if you have the skill sets. And the low code, no code platform, trust me, is going to be massive. Power apps has mixed reality, has artificial intelligence. Microsoft is onboarding all the emerging trend technology into this platform. So I'm crystal clear, as my boss would say, CMU, I'm crystal clear about this. It is going to be big, very big.
Yeah. Thank you for that point. And again, you mentioned something about women that shows how passionate you are, especially when you reach out to them with opportunities. Just say that, okay, Lord, I'm not ready. There's always this fear. When the immediate thing that surrounds Africa is the survivor. And when
Yeah.
you are trying to change career, you have to dedicate 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to learn. And it's not like you are getting the immediate reward. And you are just believing someone that, okay, they said that this thing is lucrative. And you need to also survive. To survive, you have to do the immediate job you have now, which is very demanding. So it could be a bit so tough for a lot of people to keep up with the desire to learn additional skill, to be able to cross to that space, and also to survive. In
I
that kind of
agree.
unique scenario, so will you be frank? I want you to be frank with us. That could be the truth that we hear today. How can we, what should we do? I want to cross. I want to be.
Honestly, I completely understand the picture you have painted. I mean, for someone like me, it was easy because the Power Platform was part of my day job, right? Because I was coming from SharePoint Info Part background. So whenever anyone needed to maybe automate something or needed something, I would use Power Apps, Power Automate. So I could bring it into my day job. But for some people, I know it's different because their day job is completely different from whatever we're talking about now, and they want to switch. Well, what I can advise is this, which is the same thing that Charles Lamana said when we had him as a guest speaker on Textilers. Somebody, I'll use that as an example. Someone that was asking, saying, she does HR and she's currently in HR, but she loves Power Platform so much. So should she leave what she's doing now and focus on Power Platform? Like, how does she manage? Which is kind of what you're also asking me now. You can bring Power Platform right to where you are, right? Because the tool is not for IT alone. It's not a tool that is for the IT department. It's a system development tool, which means that regardless of where you sit, you can make use of these tools to solve your problems. So the first thing you need to start looking at around you is, what are the manual things I'm doing, right? What are the manual ways I'm getting data from people? What are the repetitive things that I'm doing where I am now, wherever it is that you are? Then start to think of, okay, how can I automate these things? How can I create a simple app for this? And a lot of organizations already use Office 365. If your organization uses Office 365, you're already in a position where you can create this application or automate this process. And then your journey starts. So for the time to learn, you will need to take a bit of your nights, mornings, or weekends to learn. I mean, that's just the way it is. I was I used to get home at 9 p.m. I used to leave at 5 a.m. And that was my life every day for some time. But I used my weekends. I used my weekends to learn, for community work, to read, to watch videos. And I could say I don't watch the movie in years.
Wow.
But I saw the ben. I mean, this is me now. I'm not saying movies are bad, but this is me. Because every time I have that, I mean, sorry, this is me. Because I'm a wife, I'm a mom of three. So I have a lot going on for me. And I'm also a lady in the tech who is determined to stay relevant. Of course, I'm a child of God. So I also have my spiritual and my church commitments. So all of these things, but weekends are times I do it. I mean, I don't go for, I know, Lagos now, there's always, oh, I'm there before COVID. A lot of parties I couldn't go for. I had to send apologies or my gift or something to say, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Because I needed to focus on this new path I have chosen. So that's it. So we somebody told me there's always time. You need to find that time. And that's what we need to do. So right where you are, you can start. That's my first message. You can start right where you are. You don't need to get a power platform developer job. before you start. Right where you are in your functional role, you can start. And you start by understanding how the tool works. And then you start to sit down and say, okay, where are the problems in this place where I'm working? What is that thing that takes so much of your time and you can automate? You know, what is that paperwork that you're still doing in your organization? What are those Excel sheets that you're still merging, to get results? From there, you start to solve problems. And from right where you are, you start to make a difference. So you're making in two ways. You're making a difference and you're learning.
Thank you. This is what I've been waiting for. Thank you, Fuyi, because you were really very frank with us. And that's the moment that, frankly speaking, you resonate you with our challenges, especially in this part of the world where you want to survive, you also want to switch. And then your one of the things I picked from that speech is you need to be ready to pay the sacrifice. It has to
Yeah.
cost you something, but it's temporarily. The moment you're able to get the skill, the moment you're able to get what you have, you can always adjust things again. I could record same as well. I have work to do. I have midnight to learn. I've been utilizing it. That's what inspires Microsoft Power Night. I just believe that a lot of people during the day they use it for their job role. They are always exhausted. But people that want to have the night to learn, you can join a community of people that are learning at that same time online. If night is your thing, join us. We're always online. Trying to something together. That can encourage and motivate you because if you say I will wake up at the middle of the night, you might not. You are tired, but there's an event, there's something to learn, there's something to gain. You'll be part of it. So it's very that we have to prioritize and make time for these things. There are a lot of communities, which is the second thing that Foyi will quickly talk to us about, which is what is the inspiration about textiles, especially for women, female folks that are watching this right now. This is an amazing community. Oh my God! Sometimes I want to join that meeting. We know that it's female. I still want to die. You are bringing so much value. Let us enjoy this thing. Well, yeah, I know it's for women. And can you talk to us a bit about the inspiration behind textiles?
Yeah, so textilers started from so when I started to lead the community, right, the Nigerian community, along with other amazing people, um, I discovered that whenever we had a call for speakers, the way we do is when there's an event coming, we say, oh, call for speakers, call for speakers. I won't see the women coming to a meeting session saying, hey, Foyin, I want to speak, you know. And I was wondering, where are the women? Why is everybody? What's going on? So I probably started to say, well, okay, a woman in Nigeria, especially if you're married and you have children, the commitments are endless, right? You're committed as a daughter, you're committed as a wife, to your daughter, to your parents, wife, to your husband, mother, to your children, and you have your work, you have your friends, you have so many things going on for you. So maybe that is the reason. Or maybe it's just the women they know the stuff, but they don't understand why they need to do this, or they don't even see a reason to do it, or maybe they don't know. So I started to think about the um possible things that could be causing this. So I said, okay, you know what? I think the best way to solve this is let's start a community for the women. Let's start to know each other. So the wider community is so big that they may feel, what do I want to say? Important symptom. People already know everything. What do I want to say? So that's how Textile started. And our mission is to get women everywhere who are established, right? Women on Power Platform, women in Teams, women in Azure who have done, they've been there. Now get those women on board to support the younger ones, the career switchers, those who are fresh out of school, are not sure what they want to do, but they like technology, not sure where to start, those who are already seasoned developers, but want to start to leverage the local no-code platform to do more. All of these women, the our purpose is let's bring them together and let's see how we can start to help, you know. So if we're just in the community alone, like we started to do now, and we started tech mentoring, if you have 3 years experience, 3 years experience using Power Apps, come and mentor somebody else. You know, that way you see women stepping up. You see the younger ones even stepping up to say, yes, I can do this. And from my experience yesterday, I saw fulfillment in each of the younger women who actually started to mentor younger ladies, you know. So creating that platform for everyone to learn and grow and get mentored and start to find their feet in technology and start to speak, you know. So we're all women. Come and talk to us. Come and do a show and tell. Show us what you're up to. You know, if there's this kind of comfort that they feel since they know, okay, it's women, even if my demo doesn't load immediately, I can say, please, oh, my demo is looking, you know, and they don't feel bad about it because we all understand, you know. So that was the whole thing that started out with textilers, and honestly, it has been great. So one of the things we did this year is to bring on additional leaders. So women who are passionate about this from everywhere in the world. We have Michelle, Netherlands, Eliza, who's in New Zealand, Azure in the United States. You know, all of these women coming together, May from Saudi Arabia, and you know, we're all coming together, and Shirley from UK, then Jumoke here in Nigeria, Yinka, myself. We also have Hina and Donna from Microsoft, but they're also very passionate about what we're trying to do, and they're ready to advise and support us. So now we have more leaders, and the whole purpose of doing this is, you know, when you have more minds, we can think about how to make everything better, how we can help the women better, and everyone is bringing an input. We also have our student leaders, because another thing we're trying to do is we're trying to get them from school. So we have student leaders in different schools, Uniben, some other schools. So that's the idea. What we're trying to do is we want to be able to get women, ladies in schools who are ready to drive the community within their school. So that right from when you are in school, you already have the skills that are needed in the workplace. So it's not like you're coming out after NYC and you're like, oh my God, what do I do next? I don't know. You know, you're already done certifications, you've already gotten the skills that are required. So when you sit at an interview and they say, what can you offer us? You say, oh, I've done this, I've automated this process. Do you know that it's possible to do this? Do you know it's possible to do that? Yes, I've done it before. In fact, I can show you. You know, when you are that interview is a different one. It's different from I'm here and I'm hoping to learn. I'm hoping you can pay for my certification. When you are sitting, you boost your confidence level. When you are sitting there and you're saying these are things I've done, though it's on your demo tenant, it doesn't matter. You did it.
Yeah.
You know, you have done all the fundamental exams. You have even gone ahead to start doing role-based ones. It just puts you at that edge, as you know, whether as a woman or as a man. So that's so textiles, yes. We have other places that take us for everyone. But textiles, we want to focus on the women because we see that we don't have so many of them in technology. We want to help them to start to find their feet. Don't mind me. I can go on and on. Let me stop here.
Honestly, honestly,
Another thing yes, I want to say is, I mean, it's also open to for the men to come and teach.
oh, we can come and
Yes, you can come and teach the ladies.
oh, okay, okay, so we cannot come to them.
You can come and teach the ladies. Yes, you're most welcome. We are all in it together, we know. So yes.
Wow, it's been an inspiring story together. The conversation has been really not just engaging, but indeed inspiring. And I must say this, especially the vision around textiles, it's something bigger than what I can see now because the effect is not even immediate. You know, there are a lot of
Yes.
social things around you now that you see, but to every lady that you get successfully onboarded onto that platform that you have set up on that journey, you have imparted, just like when you empower a woman, a woman. You are not just empowering one person, a nation, a family, and that's the same thing that I see you doing. The result of this goes beyond just an individual. And I
Yeah.
must say, if I have the platform of Microsoft, oh, I'm going to put you there, a big banner for you doing this great work, and I'll find you
Yeah.
where Microsoft Power 9 in a little way, the Microsoft Power Tools channel, how to also promote this. Whenever your next event is coming up, please let me know.
Thank
The
you
link
so
for
much.
this
We'll be grateful.
is out there as well. A short video about you, about what the vision is all about. People can then, jump on it. A lot of guys are asking, someone is asking on LinkedIn, my job role is this, I want to learn Power Platform. There's a community for that, but not the textilers. Don't worry, we have a community that have been built as well, alongside with Fonyi Olajide Bello, why she's up here in Nigeria. So it's
Sorry,
been
while
very
we're still talking about textiles, I think it's also very, very important to mention Sam, my brother in Ghana. Actually, when I had this idea, it took a while for me to start. It was between Sam and Donna. Like once get started. I told Sam, I don't know. I don't have a logo. I don't have anything, but this is what I want to do. He said, is it a logo? Don't worry for you. I'll give you a logo. I'll do
wow.
the logo for you. And he branded our logo for us. It looks so beautiful. And he said, okay, what else? Go and start.
That is the word. Just do it. Go and
Yeah,
start.
let's do the thing. Yes. And Donna said, this is great. It's a great idea for you. I think you should get started. And that's how I started. So, yes, both of them, super credits to them.
Wow, wow. So shout out to Sam and Dora on this show. Thank you for your work. And then thank you also for your passion. I must say this over and over again. I'm proud to say this is my mentor in this space. The whole journey started. You gave me your time at the point where I wanted to do similar thing within my organization. I seek your advice. You were there. You advised me. Go this way. You will burn out. You do it the other way. And I took those advice. And today, a lot, not only when it comes to the value that they deliver within the organization, so much that I just don't want to be recalling them again. I want to now go on to the community area where I
Yes,
can now do more on the scale. And I'm very proud. I believe, also the story, the journey you have begun, which you have also extended to people like us, who will carry it along. I call myself a power platform evangelist because now I believe strongly in this gospel of power platform, and I'm willing to keep evangelizing everywhere I go. And that brings up this platform. So thank you so much for your time. I reached out to you just a few days ago, and you're willing to be here to honor the International Women's Day and also the Mother's Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to you, and I celebrate you always.
thank you. Amen.
And
Okay.
for
Do you
our
have any
audience
questions?
tuning in, so we continue, we share the resources as discussed, and we meet in our next edition. Like on next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Nigerian time, midnight, we're going to be having another session of Microsoft Power Night. I'll be showing you how to build assessment solutions. So in organizations where you want to keep up with learning and you cannot, buy or afford the learning management studio solution for now, you can improvise, making use of solutions within Microsoft Office. And that's one of the things that we'll be dealing with in our Microsoft Power Night next week. And subsequent time, we hope to have Fonyi also coming to us, impart us with this knowledge on the platform. So thank you everyone and bye for now.
Thank you.